Bem-vindo ao Era uma Vez Inglês. Aqui você aprende inglês por meio de conversas reais. Vamos nessa!
A man living in Australia talks about his life.
Good evening, my dear friends. My name is Lucas. I'm a Brazilian, but I now live in Australia. I was born in Brazil in 2006. I am 20 years old now. It feels strange to say that because just a few years ago, I was still living with my family in a small city in Brazil. Now, my home is thousands of kilometers away on a different continent with different people and different rules. Let me tell you my story. When I was 18, I finished high school. I was a good student, but I didn't know what to do next. All my friends are going to university in Brazil, but I had a big dream. I wanted to see the world. I want to learn a new language. I wanted to live a new life. My dream was to go to Australia. Why Australia? Well, always liked animals. Australia has many unique animals like kangaroos and koalas. Also, the beaches look beautiful in pictures. And I heard that people there are very friendly. My parents were a bit scared at first. Lucas, my mom said it's very far, and you don't speak English very well. She was right. My English was very basic. I could say hello, how are you, and thank you. But a full conversation? No, that was difficult. But my parents also believed in me. They worked hard to save money for my trip. I also worked part-time in a small shop after school to help. It was hard, but I was excited. I studied English every day. I used apps, watched English movies with subtitles, and tried to speak with native speakers online. Slowly, my English got a little better. Finally, the day came. I bought my airplane ticket. I packed my bags. I said goodbye to my family and friends. It was a mix of feelings. I was happy and excited for the new adventure, but I was also sad to leave everyone. My mom cried a lot. My dad hugged me tight. My friends promised to visit me. It was a hard goodbye. The flight was very long. I flew from Brazil to Australia. I watched movies, tried to sleep, and thought about my new life. When I landed in Sydney, it was morning. The sun was bright. I felt a bit tired, but mostly I felt excited. This was it, my new beginning. My first few days in Australia were a bit difficult. Everything was new. The cars drive on the left side of the road. This was very strange for me. The food was different. I missed Brazilian food, especially the rice and beans. The language was also a big challenge. People spoke very fast. Sometimes I did not understand them. I often said, "Sorry, can you please repeat that? Or can you speak more slowly, please?" Most people were kind and patient. I had planned to stay in a hostel for the first 2 weeks. A hostel is a place where many travelers stay. It was a good idea because I met other young people there. Some were also new to Australia, like me. We shared stories and helped each other. It made me feel less alone. After 2 weeks, I found a room in a shared house. It was not far from the city center. I had 2 housemates, a girl from Germany named Anna and a guy from Japan named Kenji. They were both students. Anna was studying art and Kenji was studying business. They were very friendly. They already lived in Australia for a year, so they knew many things. They showed me how to use public transport, where to buy cheap food, and good places to visit. Living with Anna and Kenji was great. We often cooked together. I cooked some Brazilian dishes for them like feijoada, black bean stew, and pão de queijo, cheese bread. They loved it. Anna cooked German food, and Kenji made Japanese dishes. It was like a small international family. We talked a lot in English, of course. This helped my English a lot. It was not like a classroom. It was real life. We talked about our day, our dreams, our cultures. My main goal in Australia was to improve my English and find a job. I enrolled in an English language school. It was a school for international students. I met people from many countries: Korea, Spain, Italy, France, China, Colombia. We all had the same goal: to learn English. The teachers were very good. They spoke clearly and used many pictures and games to teach us. I learned many new words and grammar rules. After school, I would go to a park and read an English book. Or I would listen to English music. Or I would try to talk to strangers. Sometimes it was hard. Sometimes I made mistakes. Sometimes I felt shy. But I kept trying. I knew it was important. After 3 months, my English was much better. I could understand more and speak more fluently. I started to look for a job. It was not easy. Many jobs need good English and experience. I applied for many jobs in cafes and restaurants. Finally, I got a job as a dishwasher in a small Italian restaurant. It was hard work. I washed dishes for many hours every evening. But I was happy. I was earning money, and I was speaking English with my coworkers. They were also very friendly. Some were from Italy, some from Australia, some from other countries. The manager, an Italian man named Marco, was very kind. He taught me some Italian words too. He also taught me how to make coffee. After a few months, I was promoted to a kitchen hand, helping with simple food preparation. I learned a lot about cooking and about working in a team. Life in Australia slowly became my normal. I loved exploring Sydney. I visited the Opera House, the Harbour Bridge, and many beautiful beaches like Bondi Beach. The nature here is amazing. I saw wild parrots fly in the park. I saw many different kinds of trees and flowers. It was like a different world. I also made many Australian friends. I met them through school, through work, and through a local sports club. I joined a soccer team. I love soccer. It was a great way to meet people and exercise. My Australian friends taught me about Australian culture, slang words, and popular sports like rugby. They even taught me how to surf a little bit. It was very difficult, but very fun. One of my best friends here is an Australian guy named Tom. He is very funny and always tells jokes. He helped me understand many Australian expressions. For example, no worries means no problem, and mate means friend. We often go to the beach together or watch soccer games. He's like a brother to me now. Another good friend is Emily. She is from Sydney. She is studying to be a teacher. She is very smart and kind. She helped me with my English homework sometimes. We often have coffee and talk about her dreams. She wants to travel to South America, and I tell her about Brazil. Sometimes I still feel homesick. I miss my family, my old friends, and Brazilian food. It's normal, I think. When I feel sad, I call my family on video chat. We talk for a long time. My mom always sends me pictures of her dog. It makes me feel better. I also try to find Brazilian places in Sydney. There are some Brazilian restaurants and shops. It's nice to hear Portuguese sometimes and eat some food that tastes like home. Adaptation is a process. It's not just one big change. It's many small changes every day. At first, I felt like a visitor. Now, I feel like I belong here. I understand the jokes. I know the streets. I have my routine. I even like Vegemite now, a very famous Australian spread for toast. Just kidding, it's still a bit strong for me, but I can eat it. Living in Australia has changed me a lot. I am more independent now. I learned to solve problems on my own. I became more confident. My English is much better. I can have long conversations, understand different accents, and even tell jokes in English. I can read books and articles without much difficulty. I also learned to appreciate my own culture more. When I talk about Brazil with my international friends, I feel proud. I tell them about our music, our food, our beautiful nature, and our friendly people. I feel like an ambassador for Brazil here. What are my future plans? I want to continue studying. I want to go to university here in Australia. I am thinking about studying environmental science because I love nature and want to help protect it. It will be another challenge, but I am ready for it. I know it will be hard work, but I also know I can do it. I have already learned so much. I also want to travel more around Australia. This country is huge. There is so much to see. I want to visit Melbourne, Brisbane, Perth, and the Outback. I want to see the Great Barrier Reef. I want to see more kangaroos and koalas in the wild. I plan to visit Brazil next year. I miss my family and friends very much. I want to tell them all my stories and show them pictures. I think they will be proud of me. I am proud of myself. I left my home, went to a new country, learned a new language, and built a new life. It was not easy, but it was worth it. Every difficult moment, every struggle with a new word, every time I felt lost, it all made me stronger. I learned that I could do hard things. I can face my fears and overcome them. After working at the restaurant for a year, I felt ready for the next step, university. I applied to a university in Sydney. I wanted to study environmental science. I love nature, and I want to protect our planet. It was another big step. The application process was a bit complicated, but with help from some friends and my English school teachers, I managed it. Getting accepted was a very happy day. I called my parents right away. They were so proud. It was a new chapter. University life was different from English school. The classes were bigger, and the topics were much more difficult. I had to read many books and write many essays. My English was good for everyday talk, but academic English was a new challenge. I spent many hours in the library, reading and studying. Sometimes I felt tired, but I remembered why I came here. My professors were very good. They explained things clearly. I also made new friends at university. Many of them were Australian, but there were also students from other countries. We formed study groups. We helped each other with homework and prepared for exams together. It was great to learn with others. One of my new friends, Sarah, is from Australia. She also loves nature, so we often talk about our classes and plans for protecting the environment. We sometimes go hiking on weekends. I still work part-time at the restaurant. It was hard to balance work and study. I would go to university in the morning and afternoon, and then work in the evening. I did not have much free time, but I learned to manage my time well. I learned to prioritize. On my days off, I tried to relax, spend time with friends, or explore new places. My understanding of Australian culture grew deeper. I learned about their sense of humor, which is sometimes different from Brazilian humor. Australians often use sarcasm, which means they say the opposite of what they mean for a funny effect. At first, I didn't always understand it, and sometimes I thought they were serious. But my friends explained it to me, and now I even try to use it sometimes. It's fun. I also noticed how much Australians love the outdoors. They spend a lot of time outside, at the beach, in parks, or hiking. This is something I really enjoy too. I bought a bicycle and often cycle to university or to the beach. It's a great way to see the city and stay healthy. Last summer, during the university break, I decided to take a trip. I saved some money from my job, and I went to Melbourne, another big city in Australia. I went with my friend Kenji, my old housemate from Japan. We took a train. Melbourne is different from Sydney. It has a different feeling, a bit more European. We visited many museums, art galleries, and small cafes. We also took a bus trip along the Great Ocean Road, which is a very famous road with beautiful ocean views and big rocks in the sea, called the 12 Apostles. It was an amazing experience. The nature there was breathtaking. It reminded me how vast and beautiful this country is. During that trip, my English improved even more. I had to speak English constantly, ask for directions, order food, talk to other travelers. It felt very natural. I realized that my dream of learning a new language was really happening. I could express myself, understand others, and even make jokes. Sometimes when I'm studying late at night or feeling tired, I think about my family in Brazil. I miss them a lot. My little sister is growing up so fast. We still talk on video calls every week. They're always happy to hear my news. My mom always tells me to eat well and rest. My dad asks about my studies. They're my biggest supporters. I also think about the future. After I finish university, I want to work in environmental protection here in Australia. There are many opportunities. I want to help protect the beautiful beaches, the unique animals, and the forests. I feel a connection to this land now. But I also know I will always be Brazilian. My roots are there. I listen to Brazilian music. I cook Brazilian food for my friends, and I share stories about my home country. I'm a mix of both cultures now. I have learned so much from both. My next big plan is to visit Brazil. I bought my ticket for next year. I am so excited to see my family and friends. I want to show them how much I have changed, how much I have learned. I want to tell them all my stories in person. I want to eat my mom's food again. It will be a short visit, but a very special one. Living in Australia has been an incredible journey. It taught me about the world, but also about myself. I left Brazil as a boy with a dream, and I am becoming a man who is living his dream. It's a journey of continuous learning, meeting amazing people, and discovering new parts of the world and myself. Every day is an adventure. I am thankful for every experience, good and bad, because they all shape me. I am Lucas, and this is my Australian life. It's a good life, and I'm excited for what comes next.